Thank you. Good evening. Anti-law enforcement efforts leave communities vulnerable and unsafe. When law enforcement is delegitimized, crime prevention progress collapses, and trust between officers and residents erodes, especially in underserved areas where safety nets are already thin. So what is driving the anti-ICE law enforcement protests in our communities? If you're paying attention to patterns, there are many parallels to the BLM movement of 2020. Well-organized, well-funded, strategic attacks and violent protests against the people that keep us safe. Parallels, especially considering the funding mechanisms, with groups like George Soros's Open Societies Foundation giving tens of millions of dollars to Chirla and the Indivisibles. There's a well-established, easily traceable donor grant feedback loop in place that sustains and amplifies their momentum. Organizations like Chirla and Indivisibles fund initiatives that target traditional law enforcement, including using protests, violence, and doxing, which is why ICE officers now are masked, because their families, their spouses, their children, their homes, their schools have been made public so that people could attack them. And who loses? In the case of ICE, it's the trafficked children and adults and exploited labor. At the border, trafficked children suffer the most. Cartels exploit minors as passports into the U.S., recycling them through fraudulent, unvetted sponsors, fueling a black market of exploitation. The previous administration failed to protect children, facilitating the largest human trafficking operation in modern history. HHS whistleblower Rhodes testified to Congress that the previous administration lost 320,000 children. Stephen Miller just adjusted that number to 450,000 missing children. Where are the children? Communities deserve safety, transparency, and protection, not ideological warfare and abandoned children. 14 trafficked minors were rescued from glasshouse farms. They worked alongside 3 convicted felons. Felonies were rape, child molestation, and kidnapping. And trafficked people owe cartels $15,000 to $18,000. I want to thank ICE and the current administration for their dedication to finding the exploited children and to prosecuting the criminals that have abused them. I would also ask for the City Council and Governor Newsom to immediately issue an executive order against SB 54 and allow local law enforcement to cooperate with ICE and hand over any illegal aliens that are violent from the jail and not release them into our communities to reap further havoc, crime, and terror. Thank you.